Oh, yes. So I've got a couple of students working through Taylor Swift's music. So, and this is one armed musician. So we've been, until she hears back on treatment for her injured hand, we've been just concentrating on her working hand, which has to do pretty much everything. So it's playing melody, it's playing harmony, it's doing the, representing the drums for, the pop pieces such as this. So for instance, I'm just going to put the overhead up here just to show, oh, you know what? I actually don't really need to have the name showing for overhead cam. I think you all know that that's an overhead camera, right? There we go. Okay, so this is the opening normally. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, hang on. I totally forgot to put the little banner so that those of you watching the replay know what piece this is. And I'll have the links below to where you can order the music. Okay, so my student is working on this part. 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3, 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and then it goes. Going to deal with the first phrase for now. So what my student has to do is, since it's the left hand that's out of commission, is the right hand's going to have to take that intro. So we've been playing around with that. And fingering, of course, is going to be completely different. And then I've advised her to leave that 16th note, the pickup into the 5th bar. Just leave it out to give herself enough time to move up. Now, she could just do the right hand as written. But that's fine generally if you're like a baby beginner student, but once you're intermediate and above, you should be trying to aim for more keyboard style. So, and since her left hand is out of commission, she's got to put the chords underneath the melody. So, and we've decided not to do it on every single beat because honestly, listen to this. It's a little too thick, so I've just advised her to just nail the downbeats with those. So that's what's written, but she's going to add that. Now, the other thing we could do, because a lot of times the chord changes happen on 1 and 3, we could put a chord on beat 3 too, so that would be. Or 4, it just depends on the shape there. She doesn't have to worry about it so much on page 2 because then she has double thirds. At least not until she gets into like the hey part. And then the I ain't trying to mess with your self-expression, that part, it's just single notes. So I suggested that she do a bit of keyboard style there because left hand would be doing this. But since left hand is not, left hand's supposed to rest, she's going to have to do something like this, perhaps. And then that's a G. Something like that. Main thing is you want to pick notes that are part of the chord. And the nice thing with these easy pop pieces is that you do have the chord symbols on top to help out. But for those of you who haven't really noticed, yeah, if you see just a D, that means a D major chord, and then G major chord. If you see a little M beside it, then that means minor. So that hopefully will give my students something. Oh, haha, okay. I have a little note. It's a good thing I flipped the page. She actually wanted me to run through her new part today. So it's the hands. I'll just play it hands together first, and then come up with some suggestions on how to work it for one hand. So we got, oh, hang on. Oh. Okay, so I think I changed the speed. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1 and 2. Okay, 1, and I'll go slower because I'm sight reading and it's Friday. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2, 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3. And I think that's all she wanted me to run through. Okay, so what to do one-handed? Well, there are some notes underneath, so. Oh, hang on, let's see what chord. Okay, so she's still doing a G at that point, yeah. I would just toss in notes that belong to the G chord then, so. The B. Oh, I mean, if she can reach it, ideally it would be good to play the G because it is a G chord. Give that root, give it a bit of stability, so. And then F major. And then that D major, you could do that. And then that's still D, so we could go. And I think she'll be okay with the rest. But yeah, that second line. There. Could do that. Just to give her a few practice ideas with that. And anyone too who's needing to make an adjustment due to an injury. So if it's the other hand, then the left hand will have to take over and do a little bit of melody, and you'll have to decide which parts, rhythm or melody or harmony, and try to work that in. But if you're my student, we can work on that at your lessons. If you're not my student, talk to